back at it. Free Play Radio. It's your boy Scino. That was Tyler Lauren with Fool for You. But we got another super duper special guest in the building today. Super creative, talented, I want to say model, stylist, visionary, creative director.
Yep.
Come on now. Alem,
Yes.
how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
I want to say, thank you. I feel like I've just seen your creativity just all over the internet. Just obviously I'm from the Bay, but I've seen it just other people champion you, and that's just kind of beautiful to see. And I'm just, grateful to have you here for sure.
Thank you.
Definitely.
That means a lot.
Nah, for real.
I've been working.
Nah, I see you. And I like to give people their flowers. So
Appreciate it.
For the people that may be unfamiliar, where you from and when did you realize you were creative?
So I'm from Oakland, California, East Oakland to be specific.
Come on now. Can't forget that.
Yeah. I actually started the painting and drawing side of my artistic, I guess, career when I was like 5, like the experience, I mean. And so I basically was born and raised in the East, grew up there my whole life. And my dad found this art class that was kind of in the hood down the street because he wanted us to be involved, in other things outside of academics. So it was really my dad that put me in classes just to see what I liked, and that stuck like right away. And I just remember, I don't remember too much about the class because I was 5, but I do remember the vibe. My teacher was real. Now that I look back, I'm like, she was real spiritual. She would always come like in cloaks and have incense burning and always do like breathing exercises to start and have these different medias that we'd pick every morning or every class that we had and just kind of freestyle or whatever for 10 minutes, and then she would go into her lesson. And it was a great introduction to the art world for me.
She kind of like set the tone.
Yeah, she
for
really
you.
did. So when I went there, it was fun. It was relaxing. I felt comfortable. Yeah, it was an amazing experience, especially as a child.
Right.
So then I took a break, and then when I was 8, I went to the Junior Center of Art and Science by
I
Lake
don't know
Merritt.
what that is.
Okay, it's by Lake Merritt, and I took classes there from when I was 8 to 17.
Okay.
So art's been in my life for a long time.
Yeah.
And then I transitioned, and now I'm like a creative because I do a bunch of different things. But I feel like that artistic eye came from drawing and painting and stuff.
Right. Okay. And so, what was that moment for you where you were like, I can make a career out of this?
I feel like, honestly, the beginning of the pandemic.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to think about how I want to phrase this.
No, that's all good.
I had support when it came to art, but once I got older, coming from an African family, they were pushing academics more. So I kind of let it get to me and was trying to figure out a career path outside of art. But once the pandemic hit, I was like, well, I'm taking commissions now. I'm doing it my way. Because at this point, I can't apply nowhere. I can't, no. So I'm doing it my way. And I'm glad I did, even though the pandemic was a very serious time for a lot of people. And, a lot of shit happened. But for me, it was a blessing in disguise.
Right.
To kind of catapult me forward, especially my confidence and just getting my shit out there.
Yeah.
So I started taking commissions and was doing that for a little bit. Had my first shoot in 2020 with Darren. Was nervous, I'm like 5 shots in. Oh, I hate it. Like, just super insecure, but
super critical.
Just, Darren was great. Made me feel comfortable and everything. It was a great experience, but I was just in my head so much that I let it take a toll on me. But then once I realized, I was getting dressed all the time, and my friends were like, oh, you should start taking pictures and your style and just noticing things about me that I'm just doing, then I started thinking like, oh yeah, okay, I should flick up with this, or, let me start getting some lifestyle photography in of just like my daily fits and stuff like that. And yeah, then it just started building on top of each other. and I kind of just do a little bit of everything. I am trying to narrow it down though.
Right. Okay.
You know,
So
I don't know.
when you
Yeah.
mention like style, right? I feel like you have like your own like aesthetic. But do you have any like influences, like any creative influences?
So, um, I would say I don't. I just put together what looks good,
Gotcha.
and I wouldn't say I favor any one
Mm-hmm.
person, or like, yeah. I would just say, like, I like to thrift. I like to just put things together, make something out of nothing. That was
Mm.
like my biggest thing in the beginning of the pandemic and just my artistic career, I want to say, was utilizing my resources to the best of my ability.
Right.
And so a lot of my creativity can be seen in my style.
Mm.
But yeah, I would say I just be putting shit together.
Nah, yeah.
You know,
Putting
I
that shit
just
on, putting it together.
Yeah, like let me just see what this. Okay, I like this. I like to play on like color theory, so I try to think of like what colors look good together. I love to do like monochromatic looks, but I also love to play with color blocking and
Okay, so
different stuff. That comes from the art
what
side
is
as well.
no? I went to fashion school for fashion merchandising, but I don't know what um monochromatic. What is that?
It's like the same color,
Mm-hmm.
but so basically it can either be the same color in the same shade or
Mm-hmm.
the same colors in different shades.
Like wearing like different grays or different
Yeah, like
blues,
if I
different.
wanted for one of my shoots, I wanted to do monochromatic like blue.
Mm-hmm.
So I did like a deeper blue. Then I think the background was like a baby blue, and then my nails had like a hue of blue, but just kept it all around one color.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Now
Yeah.
I always hear that phrase, right? And I mean, I didn't Googled it, but it's like when you explain it, when you break it down like that, it makes a lot more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Being from the Bay Area, how does that impact your art, or does it impact it at all?
I wouldn't say it doesn't impact it at all, but because I was put in art class so young,
Mm-hmm.
I started with instruction rather than just kind of doing my own thing and letting that influence, like letting my life kind of influence my art.
Mm-hmm.
I experimented with a lot of different medias. So off bat, I'm starting at 5. And then as I go into it, I'm learning like all these different types of art. And so I wasn't always in control of the subject. Well, until later, like obviously till like beginning of the pandemic when I started taking commissions, I would focus more on like black women and black art. But I would say it was more so my classes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I was heavily in art class for
Right.
the majority of my life, like my adolescent years. So, yeah,
For
learned
sure.
a lot of different medias.
Yeah.
Like paper mache, ceramics, watercolor.
Wait, so you know how to do
shading clay.
ceramics and shit?
I wouldn't say I just know how to do it, but when I was younger,
Got
we
you.
learned it.
You
Yeah,
was
so I
exposed to it.
Yeah, and I experimented with it, but I didn't continue on that path.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so just being a creative, what do you do when you run into those like creative blocks? Like, how do you kind of escape it, or do you like run towards it? Like, how do you deal with it?
I just put it down altogether.
Hmm.
I just put it down because I'm very intentional with the work that I do recently, or for the past year and two, I would say I've been focusing more on like modeling and styling or being more of the creative director on my sets. But if I feel like it's a roadblock, I kind of just put this shit down because I don't like to force anything, and I feel like it will be reflected in my work moving forward, and
Yeah.
I don't want that to be reflected. Like every time I execute something, I want them to be like, okay, this was intentional. Everything was like flowing the right way. Everybody was working hand in hand, and I want my work to portray that. And so if the process isn't right, the end result's not going to be right. So
Man.
I just put it down.
Yeah,
and let it-
that's a real answer though, because I
Just
feel
stop.
like you say,
Yeah.
it kind of, even like in music, you can kind of hear when someone's kind of forcing the idea, but in visual aesthetic, you can see when somebody kind of maybe had a direction, but then just completed it, but they didn't really have to.
Yeah, Yeah, and I'm all about trying to be different, unique with my approach, with the way I put things together. You know, I prefer things with a lot of detail.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, everything I do has to be intentional because there's so many different layers,
Yeah.
So unless it's supposed to be simple and I'm planning for it to be simple, then but then it's still like the placement of everything.
Yeah.
It can be very simple, but the way that I place it is not going to be the way that somebody else does it. So it's just everything with intention. And if I feel like, if I have a roadblock and if I feel like I can't move forward with it, then I just stop.
For sure.
I'm not doing it.
No, yeah, I appreciate that answer. A record I want to get into, my guy Derek Neely, Social Distance. Where can people listen and follow you on social media?
Art by Alem _ on Twitter and Instagram.
For sure. Well, let's get it. Free Play Radio.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I don't need no one, no. I don't need your perception. It's not for me. I don't need you around. If you ain't really down, I don't need nobody, no. I don't need. I've been on my time, trying to make time. If you don't understand, better up the grind. Shout out to my side, yeah, we on the west side. More bookings, more space, all up on the line. More focused on doing me better. Me and the guys, we the wave setters. All up in your system, bringing vibes to all my niggas. And all my women that's fucking with me and all my niggas. Yeah, you can't stop this shit. Whatever slap, I bring it back and I'ma top my shit. Young little country nigga, I'ma talk my shit. Like I walk my shit, that's how I talk my shit. We on that stitch talk shit. How you rich but ain't rich? Hit them folks with the sneeze, now I'm clean as a bitch. Come through with the schmeeze, now I'm slime with the fish. If you ain't mobbing with the family, then it did what it did. I don't need no one, no. I don't need your perception. It's not for me. I don't need you around. If you ain't really down, I don't need nobody, no. I don't need, yeah. I don't need no fake love, know what's up. Only keep the real ones around me showing love. I don't need no fake bitches tryna lead to dub. Niggas switching sides, yeah, we know that he a dub. Yeah, now I'ma talk my shit. I don't do this shit enough and I'ma walk my shit. I always remaining humble, that's as real as it gets. Moonwalking the pussy just like I walk on the hits. Can't let you hold me down, no. But was you when I needed love around, no. And it's big fast. All you do is spit cap. I don't need that fake shit around me. I don't need no one, no. I don't need your perception. It's not for me. I don't need you around. If you ain't really down, I don't need nobody, no. I don't need.
It's different. Wow. Tope on the boards too. Stop playing with him. Tope got the dope, bring the beat in. Number 3. In 1 year, is it possible? I was 3 years old when my mama left the town. Shit, look at me now. Probably see me in the V with my circle, we around. They jocking, it's going down. Tell Tope send a pack through. That's my nigga like he black too. Hey, these niggas liars, I cap too. Hey, that mean I wear a lot of hats, fool. Hey, they shut me out, I'm finna buy the whole V now. Kill them all, you could put them on the T now. Niggas rolling out they albums like me now. Come to the Bay and they stopping by the V now. You see the bells and the whistles, bitch, I'm extra. This ain't a motherfucking song, this a lecture. P.S. straight from my, this is pressure. I'm building sets where Michael's finding textures. Bitch, stop playing, I'm the one that got this shit hot. Kobe, you Rick Fox. I came up listening to Drip Drop. Hey, now I make bands over TikTok. Ariana Grande, I make this shit pop. I'm selling shares, come and split shop. Superhead, this a big bop. Nigga, if you know, you know. They ain't got slaps, they ain't got content in they raps. They ain't putting niggas on the map. Niggas hating from outside, I'm in the blinds like, who is that? Who? Another nigga who can't rap. They can't do what we do. If they could, they would do the shit too. Everybody meet Mr. Me Too. They can't do what we do. If they could, they would do the shit too. Everybody meet Mr. Me Too. Nigga, stop playing. Hey, this shit is not the same. I just got a call from Cujo. Man, keep it rolling. Cujo, I'm in a booth right now. Tell these niggas something.
What happened? Hey, these niggas don't know. These niggas don't know how we really do it.
Yeah, we back at it. Free Play Radio. That was my guy La Russell with Mr. Me Too. But I got a question for you.
What's up?
I personally struggle with, you know, like putting my visions like on the paper. What would you say is like the most challenging like part of bringing the vision to life?
So I struggle with putting my visions on paper.
That's crazy to hear you say.
Yeah, because that's not really my process. That's why I struggle with doing that, and I'm getting better at it because it's easier to share, like just like mood boards and stuff, so people can see the direction you're going in. But I feel like when I get a spark of like an idea or creativity, I kind of see it in my head. Like for a shoot, like for example, if I have an idea, I'll see something and then I'll see the image. Like I'll see the photo as if it was completed and taken.
Yeah.
In my head.
Already
Right.
already done.
Yeah, so then for me it's just about filling in the gaps of like getting this, getting a nail tech, getting this person to do this. Or if I don't have anyone where their time aligns with mine, I just start doing it myself.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I was doing for a long time. But luckily now I have people I can go to that are amazing and we work well together and we're in sync, and it's just literally divine timing.
Yeah, no,
at its
definitely.
finest.
One of the most recent shoots you did, it was like the dinner table. It was like outside with
Oh, the tea set.
tea set.
Yeah.
That was
Table.
amazing. That was fire. Shout out to the whole team, everybody.
The team. That was
who was all a part of that?
June. He is June Jizzle, his Instagram. He is a photographer from Florida.
Okay.
Videographer, and he's a creative. Like
Yeah.
he's well-rounded, creative. Same thing with Arsema. She's actually the one who brought us together.
Okay.
You know, so she spearheaded this. And first she brought me on to collaborate as a stylist. So I wasn't even going to be the model, and it was just going to be her. And then she asked me to be a part of it. And once I saw some reference pictures, I was like, oh yeah, I'm down. Like,
Yeah.
This is going to be fire, you know? And then from there, she connected me in June. We started talking about the ideas, and then we just would FaceTime three-way every so often and just build off of what we talked about last time. You know, I took the lead on styling, but they still gave me input. Arsema took the lead on the set design, but we still gave her input as she was shopping around. And then, so it was just everybody working with everybody. Like if you look at the credits, it's literally like all three of us for damn near everything, except the models. Obviously, June's taking the photos, but it was just the way it came together was alignment. That's why we called it alignment.
No, that was fire. Like it was very aesthetically pleasing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Everything in it was intentional. Every single thing.
Because when you mention details, you know, it's like I seen the details, you know, and it was like it was amazing how like your work is already like fire, right? But then it was like when I seen that, I'm like, she just keeps elevating, you know. So how does it feel like when you actually do complete a vision? Like, you know, once you get it into, you know, form, like how does it actually feel once it like
when I'm
in?
just like looking at the completed
Yes,
work.
exactly.
It's definitely very kind of just like, I don't know, I'm just kind of like in awe, you know, when I look at the work, because it was nothing there before, you know. When you look at the setting, it was just the plants and the water in the back, and then we came and we built it up and we created this beautiful thing, you know. It's definitely very rewarding to see. I will say I can be hard on myself sometimes, because once I do see that final result, you know, in my head on the other side is like, okay, this is done. Yeah. What's next?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, damn, like let me sit on this, let the people take it in, me take it in, and just enjoy it, you know. So I'm trying to work on that and like slow down on my projects and be just intentional with every single one.
No, I get you.
You know.
When it comes to, creative direction,
Hmm.
what would you say like make someone a creative director? And how and what is your approach to it?
See, I'm still figuring out my process.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that just with the different projects I've worked on. But for me, I usually will provide an idea
Mm-hmm.
and a concept and then break it down to the details and the different parts that are needed.
Yeah.
And then that's when like plugging in people, kind of like I said, to take on that role of like completing those different parts. But for me, it's just, literally putting creative ideas together and presenting it to like my team, being like, what do you guys think of this? And then executing. But yeah, I'm still working on what my creative process looks like, because I'm not someone that just writes everything down and, has just like every single thing laid out until it's time for me to talk to the certain person about their role. Then I'll just kind of give them the details. But like I said, I'm working on having something more complete that I can present. So that when I'm working with different people, it's more clear and laid out.
Right. Okay.
My mind just be like, okay, I'm doing this, and this is what we're doing. Like, and it just comes to my
together,
brain. And then I just delegate, or also I like give them, the creative freedom to put their input. Like for the nails that I've been collabing with.
Your nails always is fire.
Alina, Art, Beauty, and Soul. She's amazing. I usually will bring an idea to her. So for her, I'll bring an idea and then I'll just say, these are the colors we're using. This is the vibe. Just freak it. Like, do your thing. Because I trust her,
That
and
trust in art is like, that trust in art and collaboration is very vital.
When I tell you, when I used to do a lot of shit myself, when I first met Pix and we put stuff together, I just was like, no, I could do it myself. If I need to, I'll just go on YouTube and figure it out, because I just didn't trust anyone to do it the way that I needed them to.
Yeah.
Because at that point, if we're here and I'm ready to shoot, we ready to go, and this is what you did, and it just doesn't align with what I wanted, I'm kind of be a little bit of a brat about it, because it's like, damn, like I had this specific vision and this doesn't go.
And I could have.
So I just rather not. And so I was so anti, like, some people would hit me and be like, oh, if you ever need this, I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. But then I'll be hesitant to take the help because I just didn't trust anyone to do it like me.
No, I feel you. I feel
mean,
you.
that kind
you
of
one
sounds,
of one.
I mean, like,
Yeah. Who is one creative that, and this is respectfully, who is one artist or creative that you would want to be a creative director for one of their projects? We call this manifesting right here.
Like any type of artist?
Anybody.
I will say Tiana Parker. She's a model.
Okay.
Super dope.
I feel like I've heard of her before. I've seen her photos before.
She's very super dope, like super, super dope. And I've seen her concepts. And the one shoot that I did with like the blue velvet kind of fabric with the gold squiggly nails.
Yeah. You had the was it the visor?
Oh no. So that's a different shoot. That was at the beach.
Man.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. I have a lot of work.
I'm
like, I got a lot of work out. But it's the one with like the hair kind of bent up and super long to the floor.
Okay. Yeah.
That hair was inspired by her from one of her shoots.
Okay.
And I've tagged her in the post and gave her credit because I seen it on one of her pictures. I was like, I'm doing that with something. I don't know what, I don't know when, and it ended up coming to life. So she's someone who I would want to put together a creative vision for, maybe and style myself or work with a stylist. You know? As far as like maybe like a Bay Area artist, I really fuck with Rex Life Raj.
Shout out Raj.
Yeah, his music is super dope, powerful, inspiring. Kind of like a mood.
Yeah. Definitely.
For
I can see that.
Yeah. I feel like I could do like a really dope like in studio with a set design shoot or something. Maybe include some of his like merch, his weed business, like tie it all together. I don't know, maybe for a single project.
Hey Raj, if you listening, she already got it planned out, bro. So Tap
you know?
in.
Yeah, I'm like, I got stuff in my notes that I see for a few different people that I just kind of write out. You know, because it's social media, everything's visual. So
Yeah.
I'll see artists and I'll see something or they dress a certain way. And I'm like, oh, it would be dope if they were like this, but put them in this setting.
Yeah.
Or, you know, put them in this set design and then switch this up.
Yeah,
My
for
mind
sure.
is always just,
Always rotating.
yeah,
Okay,
always.
for sure. Well, I just want to thank you for, pulling up, giving me your spiel. Thank you again. Congratulations.
You're very welcome. No, congratulations.
But yeah, what you got coming next?
I actually was just in New York.
Okay.
So I did a collab out there. We did 2 looks. And the way that came together was alignment because they were super dope. And yeah, so the edits should be done for that. I don't know when, maybe like the next week or 2. And then I'll probably just drop those. It's crazy because the look for that didn't go as planned at all. But it turned out the way that it was supposed to.
Yeah.
Because I really love it still.
Okay.
It's just crazy. Like the week before, I was stressed. I'm like, I can't get this outfit. Like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
And I just ended up using something I already had.
Okay.
So
For sure. Well, shout out to you. It's been another episode of Free Play Radio. Speaking of Raj, we got Rex like Raj, Save Yourself. It's your boy Scino. We got Gary Archer on the way. Shout out Troy LLF. Shout out Burns, all in radio. Let's get it.